How's it going, folks? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining me today, and a happy new year to everybody out there watching. In this video, I'm going to look ahead to the derby match tomorrow, Celtic against Rangers in Ibrox. I'm going to be looking at the starting lineup that I think will be most effective in that game, and I'm going to be looking at what I hope to see from Celtic in the game as well. Firstly, before I get into the derby, I just wanted to mention the sad passing of Frank McGarvey at the age of 66. Obviously, I'm not old enough to have watched him play for Celtic, but I've heard loads of stories about him. He's been a really big figure around the club over the last number of years as well. He passed away today at the age of 66 after a battle with pancreatic cancer, and he will be sadly missed by everybody at the club and his family as well. May he rest in peace. Now, on to the game tomorrow. There has been a lot of debate around the starting lineup in this game. Who's going to be playing at right back, where Hatate has been playing over the last number of games. Obviously, Ralston is out injured. Johnston is still getting up to speed, and Juranovic has been resting since the World Cup. I'm going to be looking at that position, but I think further up the field is a little bit more interesting when it comes to this game. So this is my starting lineup prediction for the game against Rangers on Monday. We'll start with Joe Hart in nets. Joe Hart is an obvious choice. Don't need to go into too much detail with that one because he is Celtic's number one and will be Celtic's number one unless he's injured or not available for the game for some reason. He's going to be starting for Celtic in goals. At left back, Greg Taylor, again a very obvious choice. Probably Celtic's most consistent player throughout the season, has been absolutely brilliant at times and has added a few bits of attacking play to his game. He's getting forward a lot more, getting into the box a lot more, and he's just been absolutely brilliant for Celtic going forward and defensively as well. Greg Taylor has been a solid player for Celtic this season. In the centre, it's going to be Starfelt and it's going to be Cameron Carter-Vickers, Celtic's two best centre-backs at the minute. Good centre-back partnership, solid throughout the season last year. Haven't seen them together all that much this season because of injury, obviously, but I think you're seeing now that Starfelt has come back in and has cemented his place back in the left centre-back position for Celtic. Now, on to the right-back position. Who is going to start there? Is it going to be Hatate? Is it going to be Johnston? Is it going to be Juranovic? It's going to be Juranovic. Ange has pretty much all but said that in his pre-match press conference, that Juranovic is going to come back into right back. He was available to come in against Hibs, but he didn't want to throw him in at the deep end. He's going to throw him in at the deep end this Monday against Rangers because he is going to start at right back and he's going to push Hatate up. This is what Ange had to say about the matter. So I think it's pretty relatively simple. You play your best players in the biggest games. Juranovic is Celtic's best right back option at the minute. He goes in at right back rather than playing a centre midfielder who has been filling in well at right back, but filling in well against lesser teams. This is a massive game for Celtic and you need Hatate in his best position, and his best position is not right back. So that brings me on to the centre midfield positions. Cal McGregor is going to be in his number 6 role. Hatate is going to be in his number 8 role, and Matt O'Reilly is going to be in his number 8 role as well. What this does for the team, it gives them a lot more energy in the midfield. Cal McGregor in his normal controlling role, he's going to be controlling possession, controlling the pace, controlling the turnovers if Celtic have counter-pressed and have won the ball back. He's going to be the number one option for everybody to get the ball to, and he's going to be the man that's going to be starting up Celtic's attack. He's going to be vital for Celtic tomorrow against Rangers. Hatate back into his centre position. I think this is where he can do most damage to Rangers. He has really good pressing ability, really good passing ability, can switch the play, probably Celtic's best player when it comes to switching the play. And I think he's going to be really important for Celtic and has been important for Celtic in these derby matches, setting the tone. The one thing that I want from Hatate tomorrow is that sometimes he can be a little bit risky when it comes to his passing in his games, whether that is sort of trying to create too much or trying to be too inventive, taking too many risks. I would like to see him be a little bit safer with his passing, and I'm not talking about playing within himself. I'm talking about just being careful with his 5-yard passing. Sometimes he can be a little bit sloppy with those. Sometimes he can try to play a ball through a gap that's not really there, and that can lead to turnovers against big teams like these. That's going to cause you some trouble, and I think that's where Hatate needs to tighten it up tomorrow. If he's going to play, he's going to be in midfield, and he's going to need to be careful with that ball. Otherwise, he is there to create and to shoot and to try score. I think he's going to be a real issue for Rangers tomorrow, and I just want him to be a little bit careful with his ball and just try not give it away as often as he does sometimes in these bigger games. Matt O'Reilly has come under some criticism from some segments of the Celtic support over the last number of weeks. Look, I'm not going to sit here and say that I think Matt O'Reilly is hitting the heights that he did last season. He hasn't, but he has had to fill in at number 6 for the last number of weeks while Callum McGregor was out injured, and now he's still getting up to speed with his number 8 role. He's still creating loads of chances. There's still loads of stuff coming through Matt O'Reilly, and I think tomorrow is going to be a big option for him as well to come out strong, be a star man for Celtic again, and show the Celtic supporters, just like Kyogo has done, that he deserves to be in the starting lineup. Up front is a very interesting one, because if you're asking me who's Celtic's best attackers, I would say Kyogo, Jota and Haksabanovic. That's not who I think is going to start in this game, and that's not who I think should start in this game. Who I think should start in this game and who I think will start in this game is Maeda out the left wing, Kyogo through the middle and Abada on the right wing. Maeda has been playing very, very well for Celtic over the last number of games, played exceptionally well against Hibs, got a brilliant goal, but he does so much more than that, and it's not what he does on the ball that I think is going to be important tomorrow. I think it's what he does off the ball that's going to be important. Normally, I would say absolutely you need to get Jota on this into the starting lineup. He's a creative player. He's better on the ball than Maeda. He's Celtic's probably most creative player in the final third, and he can make things happen when there's not much happening on the pitch. Celtic are going to have much less possession tomorrow than they normally do. Normally they have about 70 to 80% possession. They're not going to have that at Ibrox, so you need someone who's going to do the work off the ball. Maeda offers a far, far better option when it comes to doing that, and I think that's why he'll get the nod over Jota. Kyogo, top league goal scorer, he is going to start tomorrow, and hopefully he will get a goal as well. He's in very, very good form. He's not getting on the ball as much. He's not involved in the build-up play as much as it was last year. But that's a good thing. He shouldn't be. He's the striker. You want him in the box, in the right positions, and getting on the end of balls and scoring goals. That's what he has been doing over the last number of weeks for Celtic. And then Abada, it goes without saying, he gets a nod in these games because he is a big game player and has proven that in the derbies over the last number of years. So he scored 2 goals against them in the 4-0 demolition. He scored the 3rd goal in the 3-0 game. He's a very, very good player who has caused Barisic some real issues at the back post, and that's where you want Abada tomorrow. You want him arriving late onto balls at the back post and trying to get a goal, and that's what he's there for. That's why he's going to be in the team, and he has been playing quite well as well. So that's my starting lineup for tomorrow's game against Rangers. I'm going with Joe Hart, I'm going with Juranovic, Cameron Carter-Vickers, Starfelt, Greg Taylor, Cal McGregor in the midfield with Hatate and O'Reilly, and up front I'm going with Maeda, Kyogo and Abada. So what do I want from Celtic against Rangers? I want intensity in the performance. That's what Celtic have done in these games, in previous games, and that's how they killed Rangers in the 4-0. They were intense from the very, very beginning of the match. They killed them with their pace. They played absolutely non-stop football. Don't be naive enough to think that Rangers won't try and stop that. There will be niggly fouls, there will be cynical fouls, they will take their time on throw-ins, they will try their best to slow down play as much as possible to interrupt Celtic's intensity. Celtic need to counter that by being smart. Play fast, play quick, keep the ball away from Rangers as much as possible with that midfield trio of Callum McGregor, Hatate and O'Reilly. I think they have the ability to do so. Get the ball out wide quickly. Do not let them get a chance to pull them down, because the opportunity will arise if Celtic are trying to build out from the back. If Callum McGregor is playing with his back to goal, then he will be forced back into a simple pass to Cameron Carter-Vickers or to Starfelt. Celtic need to be quicker than they have been over the last number of weeks. And if they are, I think they will be good enough to get past this Rangers side. They're 9 points ahead for a reason. And the reality of the situation is Celtic go into this game in full control of the league title. They're 9 points ahead. If Celtic don't lose this game, they will still be 9 points ahead. If they win this game, they will be 12 points ahead. The main thing that I want to see from Celtic is not letting Rangers control the game, not letting Rangers come out and put a performance in like Celtic did in the 4-0 game, where they absolutely batter Celtic and get confidence. Because what Rangers will be saying, and what Michael Beale has been saying in his press conferences, is that last season Celtic were this far behind and they turned it around. They were able to turn it around and they went on and won the league title. Michael Beale will be saying that to the Rangers players as well, that can happen. The league is not over by a long shot. There's still a long way to go. If Rangers go out and Celtic allow them to do this, and Celtic are lethargic and slow and don't play within the qualities that they have and forget about the performances that they've been putting in over the last 12, 13, 14 months and just play within themselves, and Rangers go out and win this game, that gives them confidence going forward. That gives them confidence going forward in the league, and that gives them more confidence that they can overturn the lead that Celtic currently have in the Scottish League. What I want to see from Celtic is not allowing them to do so, not allowing them to stamp their authority on the game, not allowing them to stamp their authority on the league going forward. Celtic need to be dominant in this game. Celtic need to control possession. They need to be faster, quicker, more aggressive than Rangers in this game, and I think they have the players to get the win. Even if they go behind, I still think Celtic have the ability to just keep chipping away at Rangers, keep chipping away at their game plan, and keep performing in the way that Ange has taught them over the last number of years, and they'll get the win, they'll get the result, and they'll go 12 points ahead rather than 9 points, or at least they will be still 9 points ahead by the end of the game. So what do you think of the game tomorrow? Do you think Celtic are going to win it? Do you think they're going to draw it? Do you think they're going to lose it? Who do you think will come out on top on Derby Day? Let me know in the comments below, and if you like this video and you're not subscribed to the channel, please do hit the subscribe button as well. It means a lot. We'll chat to you later, folks. Who will have their say on Derby Day?